Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a bit of an unorthodox session for our usual. Normally we would be doing D&D today, but unfortunately some of our members are out sick again, and yeah, just some real life getting in the way. As we all know, how that tends to happen. Aside from that, however, let's see here. We will be doing a bit of a GM's Corner this afternoon. It's going to be a bit of a call-in show, too, so if you would like to pop in and, you know, help discuss some of the things based around Faerun. This is kinda, sorta campaign planning, because I'm hoping to run a midweek show or set around Faerun instead of my own created setting. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna try and turn that down just a smidge there so I can hear myself think. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm going to, on our main server, I'm going to go ahead and have a invite link put out. Let's see, invite. Copy the link here, and I'm going to drop it here in the chat. So if you would like to join our gaming community, you are more than welcome to do so. And in the meantime, I'm going to be popping in on our live recording station on Discordia. So if you would like to join in, please go ahead and send me a ping in the tavern chat, which is our basically our little voice talk text channel, specifically so it doesn't overrun anything that's going on in the main channel. But right, so Faerun. This is admittedly kind of a new thing for me. Let's go ahead and switch over to our main screen here. We are using the normal main screen, what we normally would on this. So, and I'm going to see if I can do this correctly. Which we can see our great great cover art from the Mordekainen's Guide to Everything, I believe it was. Oh, not settings, you dolt. There we go. Ooh. Ugh. I'm a little bit sleepy today. Sort of stayed up a little bit later than I meant to, but I at least woke up on time this morning. Let's see. Where is the... We'll find it. There we go, the Roll20 thing. Ah, excellent. So, shit. Well, this is going to be a little bit funky. Well, later on when I'm yelling at myself why this is in as weird a shape as it is, I know who to blame. Myself. Let's go like that. Yeah, we're checking this out on, just basically I found one of the wikis, and I figured that this would probably be the easiest, way to sort of, to get at what, subject is. Let's see here. So, I have never actually dug into Forgotten Realms before, so this is a first time for me. I know a little bit about it, as most people who play D&D, Forgotten Realms is kind of the quote-unquote default setting for most people. So, yeah, I'm a little bit like, okay, I know some things. I know that the main continent is Faerun, and that most of all the gods described in D&D all come from this setting. Like, for instance, Bahamut and Tiamat being part of the same dragon that had cleaved in half and turned into two dragons, like it was some sort of amoeba dragon. Let's see here. And it does span, like, because it's such a crazy modular setting, it does span over pretty much most things that you could think of. So, for instance, you have, like, a dinosaur-infested setting in the jungles of, oh, what was it called? If I look at the map, let's see here. Map of Forgotten Realms. There we go. And, of course, we're going to be looking at this, I think this is post-Spell Plague? Which I came into D&D during the Spell Plague, so I'm not one of those people who foam at the mouth and it's kind of angry that that was a thing. Oh no! What is this mess? What is this mess? This is just random maps. Yeah, I normally do a lot of my own stuff, but, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tumblr, for being useless. Let's see if we can see the full res map here. But the cosmology and stuff for this is really interesting, and what seems to be the big draw for most people for this setting is the fact that you can homebrew tons and tons of stuff for it. Like, I know I just sort of like went off on a tangent right there. It's like, you can find the place with the dinosaurs and the snake people and blah blah blah, and it's somewhere on here. But yeah, you have fantasy Aztec land with snake people. You have fantasy Arabia. You know, you can go and recreate the adventures of Aladdin and go play in the sand. Al-Qadim, I believe the area is called. You have all of the standard traditional stuff, and that's kind of like the mainstay for it, but it also has multi-planar sort of interactions, and almost everything in this world is so old that it's all built on the foundations of something else. So, like, for instance, you could probably slip in some idea of this other species that, you know, has kind of been well hidden. This is a very large world, been well hidden from the other races, and that they used to have this spanning empire that recorded history has just simply no longer managed to keep record of anymore. And so if you dig deep enough under the foundations of the cities, you'll find, you know, because all of the cities are pretty much built on the foundations of other cities. Waterdeep, which is one of the more famous cities in the setting in the peninsula of Faerun, which I believe this is Faerun up here, up in the north. It is basically, it was built on the, it's an old human city now, but before that, if you start going underground through the crypts and stuff, you find dwarven ruins. And there is a huge dwarven city that it was built on top of. And that dwarven city was built on top of an ancient elven city. And that ancient elven city might have been built on something else. It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Until you potentially get to the Underdark. Which is another thing that Forgotten Realms actually has, and is quite interesting, is this alien underground Jules Verne type, Jules Vernian type world known as the Underdark. And the Underdark is as vast and varied as the surface above it. You have huge kingdoms of drow that span throughout the tunnels, along with Duragar and yeah, so many possible dungeons. And that's kind of like the interesting thing. And this is what sort of caught my eye for maybe trying out, seeing if I could maybe run a small campaign in it. Now, this isn't going to be taking away from our main campaign with Gran Terra, of course, but yeah, I've never cut my teeth on Forgotten Realms. I didn't grow up with the books. I didn't have access to any of that. I didn't play Neverwinter Nights. I do know Josh was really, really deep into EverQuest, which was apparently like that sort of thing. One of our members on our other server, Angel, is very, very, and one of our excellent patrons, is very, very keen on very, very keen on the Baldur's Gate series, which I believe Baldur's Gate actually draws from this. There's a lot of really neat stuff, and so basically we could probably take a dart and throw it at the world here and stumble across some sort of interesting place that we could start out at. Most mainline D&D races also come from this place. Let's see here. There's been some changes that have gone through with fifth edition that a lot of people are mixed up on. Faerun did not used to look like this, or rather, like this place actually has an appropriate name. I have no idea what that is, but let's see here. Oh, there's actually games that people have made that are native to this setting, like Three Dragon Ante, which I might want to try and play with whoever ends up joining on this little campaign idea that I have. All right. I would like to see. Let's check out the races. Also, if you are familiar with the Forgotten Realm books, yeah, this is all going to be like, yeah, the setting does seem pretty popular. Yeah, this is going to seem like old hat, and it's like, you're just barely discovering this? It's like, oh yeah, I don't really have too much experience with it. This is fairly, middle-high magic, so magic is fairly common in this world, but not to the commonality of, Eberron, which Eberron is basically magic cyberpunk. and in some of the coolest ways, and also theorized as being the precursor to Dark Sun, which Dark Sun is its own interesting thing, and one of these days I want to sort of like do some stuff in those settings. But let's see here. Let's check geography. Alright, so inhabitants by race. Oh, this is also where we get a lot of the classic monsters for D&D. So there are actual, what was it? Colonies in the Underdark of mind flayers that hold just giant fucking kingdoms in the darkness. Those are pretty cool. You have two of the most famous stories done by, I believe, what is it, Gygax's work was all set in the Forgotten Realms too, if I remember right. So like the big horrifying super dungeons that Gygax wrote back in the day, like the Tomb of Annihilation, those are all located here. You have the different bird peoples, holders, of course. Yeah, this is like all of the like every monster and everything. Like you have Ifrit. Ifrit, I wouldn't call an Ifrit native to the Forgotten Realms, because they're from the elemental plane of fire. That's kind of strange. But then again, this is a publicly maintained wiki, so like stuff like this is going to be a little bit strange. Oh yeah, so this is something that you might like, Ronnie, but there is what is basically canonical anthropomorphic animals in here, where they are the Henga Yokai, and they are face shape changers from the Asian nation, and I'm trying to remember where it is. Maybe if I click on one of these people, they'll, like, you know. Nakamaru and Wa. Karatur. Yeah, that's what it was. Karatur is the Asiatic location in this world. Toril. That's the name of the actual world, is Toril. The Forgotten Realms world's name is Toril. Okay. See, I can figure things out. I'm smart. But yeah, you have Hinga Yokai, which are, yeah, they're animal people. So you can have sort of Disney-esque adventures in other places too, but they're also shape changers, so. Let me see if I can get like a proper yokai. Yeah, here we go. We're a race of intelligent, natural shape-changing animals able to adopt human hybrid forms. They were incredibly varied, with many subraces based on different kinds of animals, and were found throughout Karator, living on the fringes of human lands. In animal form, the Henga Yokai was indiscernible from ordinary animals of its kind, and only magic or careful observation of its intelligent behavior could tell that there was more than met the eye. The animal form could be no larger than 2 to 3 feet in length. In hybrid or bipedal form, they stood upright on their hind legs or rear limbs, their front paws, fins, or wings transformed into fully functional hands, and their torso and head took a humanoid posture. They remained very animal-like, retaining fur or feathers, wings or tail if they had had one, and other distinctive features. They were as tall and heavy as a regular local human, usually standing at 5 to 6 feet, or 4.8 to 5.5 feet. Tall, weighing at about 100 to 140 pounds. Finally, in human form, a Henga Yokai entirely resembled a typical human, of the same height as their hybrid form. However, they usually had features reminiscent of their animal form, such as beady eyes and a long mustache for a rat, or long and pointy nose for a sparrow. The human form was similar to that of humans of the land in which they had been born in, but was on average smaller and slighter. Well, that's another thing that I'm sort of like finding out as I've been sort of like picking through this setting. The Forgotten Realms don't always have to be combat heavy. You can have an entirely combat less what was it, and or just purely roleplay based interaction based on these settings. There are areas that are completely peaceful. Let's see here. We have the regions of Faerun. We have the north, the Silver Marches. Whoa! Never mind. That's actually a full thing. Okay. Oh, shit! Oops! That's a little big. Let me reshape this a little bit here, shall we? Alright. This is the official map of the Forgotten Realms camp for 3rd edition relative to 1372 DR. Map was updated in the year 1373 in the Player's Guide to Faerun, and the following 2nd revision of the map for non-clickable image and copyright status. See file Faerun political. Okay. The Sea of Fallen Stars in the center of the continent. Alright, Ronnie, you take care. So Faerun is in the northwest. This is along with the Sword Coast and all of this. Let's see. I think this is... No, this is all Faerun right here. Okay, so... Huh. Now, I know that there was supposedly more to Toril than this. But maybe I think that's just one of the things that they wanted it to be, where you have... Yeah... Zakara is the Al-Qadim setting. Letterkond is the continent from Abir that appeared in the location formerly occupied by Mastika after the Spell Plague. So, okay, Mastika was the new world. The far west of Faerun, the Spell Plague transported Mastiku to Abir, which Abir is, if memory is serving me right, this is the mirror world to this. In the beginning, I think it was the gods and the primordials were fighting over basically everything, dominion over everything on the original version of Toril. And what was it? The great creator deity, Io, went and just bisected the entirety of reality, just pulled something out of kind of like Metroid Prime Echoes. Is it Prime 2 Echoes? Yeah. Where you had the Ing and the Lumos, and they were like separated in a dark world and a light world. Well, they did this too, where the gods got one side of it, and the primordials got the other side of it. And that was Abir. And I think the original world was called Abir Toril. And yeah, the bisection was just removing the hyphen. So you have the world of Abir ruled over by the primordials, and the world of Toril ruled over by the gods. Wow, I remembered that well from last night. Yeah, I watched a little bit of a primer before all of this last night while I was doing writing up the last bits of stuff for our new session that we were supposed to do today. I did not know that a lot of people were not going to make it today, so this was sort of last minute. So if it seems that I'm a little bit flustered or you know, like I got to figure out what to do, yeah, it's purely just because I kind of am. But it's all good. It's all good. Um, I'm having fun with this. I would love, like, I'm getting so many different ideas for all these different places. Like Mastika, I would love to do a New World exploration pre-Spell Plague. Just because I'd like to be able to explore fucking Mastika instead of what is this Laracon? What is Laracon even? Laracon, known to the people of Faerun as the returned Aebir, was a large horseshoe-shaped landmass west of the Trackless Sea, the Great North and the Great Northern and north of the Great Sea. Originally a continent located in the world of Aebir, Laracon was transported to Toril during the Spell Plague. Laracon's location was collective for the people of Faerun. Some believe Laracon had replaced Mastika when the continent was sent to the world of Aebir. However, the fact that Laracon was located near Evermeet, the Great Sea, in the south of the Elven Island. To the south of the Elven Island. Okay, so, like, what is the whole thing? It's divided into 8 regions or kingdoms, continents composed of mountain ranges on 3 sides surrounding a great bay of the Dragon Sea. The entire continent was covered by Arambar that caused the sky to be silver-colored. This phenomenon was called the Steel Sky. The Dusk Ports were ostensibly a collection of free trade cities on the western shores of the Dragon Sea. In reality, they were vassal states, the Green Dragon, or Larka. Oh, god damn it. It's a chromatic dragon place. I forgot about that. Most dragons actually come from Aebir. Yeah. Like, some were able to make the jump, but a lot of the evil chromatic dragons, because you have chromatic and metallic dragons. Metallic dragons are good, and they sort of like people, whereas chromatic dragons, colored dragons, they don't like people. They are the children of Tiamat. They don't like anything other than them, and they're greedy and they're assholes, because they're dragons. So, wow, that kind of sucks. Well, no, it doesn't suck, but it's... I was really excited from what I saw from Mystica, which was... Yeah, it was New World, it was filled with all kinds of crazy stuff. Let's see if we can find some art of it. Forgotten Mastika. Oh, Mastika. Yeah, so it was supposed to be Mesoamerican Indian themed. Mastika art. Let's see. So you could have some real fun with this. Like, look at this. Oh no, that was out of Ixalan, which, yeah, Wizards basically sort of bootlegged Mastika for Magic the Gathering for this, which I'm finding out now, sort of like how I'm finding out like a lot of things like The Witcher just kind of rip off of older stuff like Elric of Melbourne, or how what was it, the Victor Saltpeers in what's it called, fucking stabby stab the rats, Vermintide. Yeah, Victor Saltpeers is basically just bootleg Solomon Kane. It's funny. You start noticing these things. It's like, oh, you bastard, you stole that, and you can't say shit because you steal stuff too sometimes. And you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna like dress it up as something else. Yeah, you've got like all of the animals and stuff like that. All the monsters in this place are actually like full on reminiscent to Aztec and Mayan mythology, which is amazing. This is what really gets my juices going. I'm just like, oh, fuck yes. And you have, you know, classic megafauna and stuff that actually, that exists in this place. Giant terror birds and things like that. Huge ancient insects. Oh my goodness, look at this stuff. This is cool. This is cool right here. So I can see how people get fall in love with these settings. I really do. And in a way, like I mean, I was inspired heavily when working on Gran Terra. I was working on a mixture of things like Final Fantasy and tremendously so. What was it? The Frostbite Games did it, I believe. Oh, what was that dang game? Endless Legend, yeah. I had a lot of inspiration from that, and so it was just like, you start making things on accident, and you're just like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. I wonder what I could do with this. And you start doing more and more, and it just snowballs. That is one of those things that you find out as a GM. You start coming up with stuff. It's like, oh, I like that. I want to be able to make use of that. But yeah, this Laracon seems to be the Dawn Titans who slumbered there. Yeah, this is basically an excuse to allow people to explore a portion of Abier without having to have a planar jump. So you can take a boat or accidentally get lost on an airship and crash land in Laracon, and it is a new land. You have all kinds of different stuff there. Melibroth was the oldest kingdom on Laracon, and it was ruled by Melithar, the Undying One, a huge black dragon. The region was mostly unmapped, heavily monster-infested, and completely unnavigable to non-dragons. During the Spellplague shift, the Dragonborn slaves of Melithar rose up and escaped, leaving the kingdom dramatically weakened, but not destroyed. As of 1479 DR, Dragonborn were prohibited from entering, and humanoid slaves of all kinds were not allowed. So, that's another thing to take note of. Forgotten Realms is where Dragonborn come from. Dragonborn are actually completely non-native to Toril. They are a race crafted on Abier, and a slave race at that. They were slaves to dragons. Dragonborn actually kind of despise all dragons. Why it would be like, and I've seen this a lot of times with people who are unfamiliar with that, and I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty as sin of this. But thinking that, oh, I'm playing a Dragonborn, I want to be a paladin. Well, I should be a paladin of Bahamut. That would be great. That would be swell. I mean, that would be really, really thematic. The Dragon Knight with the Dragon God of Good, and he's gonna go out there and just like kick ass and be like the shining beacon of light. And then you come to realize, once you actually start to look into like Dragonborn lore and everything, well, it's like, no. These things are not interbred with humans. They're nowhere near related to humans. They're alien. They're from Abier. And in that, they despise dragons. They're probably closer, at least in some respects, to being like lizard folk in that regard, or Yuan-Ti. Yuan-Ti are their own fucking crazy shit. Oh boy. But yeah, like there was a planar ripple that caused a what was it? Which was the only free city that existed on Abier of Dragonborn. It's the only city that existed, and it's this huge magical thing. Let me see if I can find Dragonborn City. I think it's called Dragonclaw? No, it's not Dragonclaw. But, like, the city itself is this huge, tremendous isohedron. So, it's... Yeah. It's like a huge isohedron pyramid type thing. And all the Dragonborn came through there. Now, some could be born afterward, that have been born afterwards, have been able to spread and disseminate naturally through Faerun and the other kingdoms, and whatnot. But they are by far the youngest race on the planet, or youngest as in the most recent race to the worlds, to Toril. Now, I'm trying my best to remember the name of this place. Yeah, this seems to be somebody's personal thing, which you'll find a lot of. You will definitely find a lot of. There are tons of stuff where people have just sort of added their own things in. But that's also the whole deal about this setting, is it's like, yeah, it's modular, you can drag and drop and add things in, and it's very easy for that. As for like what I'm planning on doing for the upcoming campaign, I've got like this strange idea of trying to introduce a concept of mantling into the setting. Now, maybe somebody in the audience might know this better than me. They might actually know of that there is a technique of mantling something and becoming it in D&D Standard. But yeah, I want this. I'm thinking like what would be a great and terrible enemy for the world to sort of deal with, and the call to action for the heroes could be this villain that is trying to mantle a certain monster within D&D that is very, very dangerous. And so that I sort of want to plan things around that. So and this is harking back to some other older story notes that I want to do. Part of it is going to be that he is having like maybe he was part of an adventuring party initially, and like they think this is the best way forward, and that, you know, that this way they could reshape the world and set it right to what they feel it is after all the trials and tribulations that they've been through. And so you have stories echoing out through the various communities around of what was it, these terrible generals going around and sowing strife and chaos wherever they go, as they're gathering materials up for their leader to be able to do this great mantling. And so the players just sort of inadvertently stumble over it, or I mean, it would really depend on what the players' characters were, you know. I would very much have to ask, like, okay, what are your motivations? Where are you from? Blah 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 blah. And from there, I would probably try and shape and put things to where they would be able to have a believable inroad for this story. I know that it's usually a bad idea to already have all of this stuff sort of going and not have those inroads built for the characters, because if you do that, your players are going to resist. They're going to resist hard, or they're going to feel completely out of place and just be like, why are we doing this? Which I've had several times in games when I've played in the past, where it's just like, why does my character give a shit? why am I going to go and like fight this monster that's attacking this village? Because like my character's only here for gold. He's kind of an asshole. So you got things like that that can happen. But yeah. So I would definitely be open to suggestions from people on ideas for these dark generals. I have this sort of idea similar to like I'm sure most of you have played Dark Souls at this point, but like Dark Souls 2, that opening cinematic where you see like the various the Lords of Cinder that need to be gathered. Wait, was it 3 or 2? I think it was 3, actually. Let's see. Dark Souls, Lords of Cinder, cinematic. Let's see. Yeah, it was Dark Souls 3. Now, I'm not wanting this to be all doom and gloom, but this is certainly like something that you could feasibly do right here with Forgotten Realms, from what I'm reading.
Noble Lords of Cinder. The fire fades.
Oof. Okay, maybe if I just...
And the lords go without thrones.
There we go.
Hey, Gator.
Hey.
Surrender.
How are you doing?
Doing alright. We're just doing our GM corner for today, and showing off a like just a concept idea that I'm playing around with for this Forgotten Realms story that I possibly might be running. Also doing a bit of a exploration / review of this is not the fucking scene that I wanted. Fuck. Shit. It's just like randomly scene of
Dark Souls.
yeah. No, like I was trying to think of the one where you see like all of the big Lords of Cinder show up, and it's just kind of like that ominous sort of deal.
Yeah.
That was.
If you get a chance, check out the new book the Wizards just released, Descent in Avernus. That was actually really good.
Is there a trove up on it?
I'm not sure. I bought the physical copy because I was going to use it at the wedding. Let's see. It's the newest book. It came out just a few weeks ago. Came out on the 17th. And it has not been put up on the Trove yet.
Oof.
But it should be just a few weeks out.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll definitely have a look at that. Yeah, because I was wanting to do a midweek thing for us because we haven't been able to do any major games in a while.
Yeah.
Rentera keeps we keep choking, and well, I just want to have a stable game for the channel here for everybody.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. I'd love to play some D&D this week. I haven't actually played D&D in like 2 weeks now. It's weird.
What? I thought you ran a game at the wedding.
No. Just the way it worked out, I didn't get a chance to run one.
Okay.
Exhaustion kind of kicked me in the teeth. I was tired wrangling the entire time.
Oof. Was everyone that fucked up for the whole time?
A few people got kicked out of a cards and comic shop.
Wow.
That was day 1. Day 2 I showed up. I carried Coyote and a few other people back to the house a few times.
Well,
as soon as I turned my back, they would start doing illicit things in the living room. Fucking Squigs.
Oh lord, was Squigs part of that?
Squigs was a part of all of it.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, at least it sounds like folks had fun.
Oh, it was a ball.
Mm, I wish I could have been there.
We're planning 2021.
Yeah, I did hear about that, but that was
Miami.
yeah, it was gonna be down in Miami, so I probably will be able to make it at that point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this month if I can get the funds together for it and I can get my head straight. This will probably be the last bit of time that I'm going to be in Texas and be moving out to moving out to Florida with Des. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, this was like
Winter,
2 hours from me, so at some point we should go hang out.
yeah, I'd be down for it.
Go
I'm
do
gonna
some
be in that I'm gonna
do
be
a
in that
crawl of
neighborhood.
some sort.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in that neighborhood anyways because that's where Tara's at. So
hmm
uh, let's see here.
If I remember right, she's like 2 hours from me as well. So
I think she was closer than she might have been closer than that.
yeah, I'm very centralized in the state.
Hmm. No, she's around. She's around. So
Yeah,
not gonna say more than that, but she's around.
yeah.
But yeah. So basically, Forgotten Realms. I don't know what else I can sort of add on to this aside from what I have already. It's really modular. It's really interesting. I encourage you guys if you're watching, go ahead and maybe just pick up maybe just like the stupid little wiki here that I'm reading, which is just Forgotten Realms wiki. Just Googled it.
hmm
Or look on YouTube for maybe some primers. There's a guy, Jordan something or another. He did a sort of an overview for coming in on it, and that's what I was watching last night, and it was rather interesting. I didn't get finished with it, of course, but you know that's it happens.
Here, where's my Descent to Avernus book? There's actually some really cool stuff in here. Like they've actually got vehicle mechanics put into D&D now. Fifth Ed.
I thought they always had that. It was just land
No
vehicles.
proper. No. When I say vehicles, I mean like drivable vehicles. They're actually war engines.
Huh.
Driven by souls.
Well, I mean that kind of validates some of the old ideas that that my that my first GM had when what was it? He described engines running the what was it? Said it was like caged elementals that were powering.
Yeah. So, 1 second. I think it's like page 2. Here we go. Infernal War Machines. Infernal War Machines are vehicles built in the Nine Hells and fueled by the souls of the damned. Similar war machines carry raiding parties or scouts. Larger war machines, larger, more menacing war machines can crush entire hordes of demons and deliver shock troops behind enemy lines. Infernal war machines are made of infernal iron and bastille with bristling with spikes, blades, chains, and other siege weapons. An infernal war machine's engine roars a bass growling rumble. They put petrol into a fucking D&D setting.
The fuck. Like, I know that the what's it? The Nine Hells are sort of constantly vying for supremacy, but like I didn't know that they were gonna put it into full blown war.
So the Nine Hells in Forgotten Realms lore
Yeah.
is at constant war with the Abyss. So the Abyss is where the demons reside, and the Nine Hells is where devils reside. Demons are
Oh,
nothing
right,
but
right,
pure.
right.
Demons are nothing but pure chaos, chaotic evil. Demons or devils are lawful evil.
Yeah. Because of
And
what was it? The abyss was created by the mad god with it infused with a shard of evil.
mhm.
But no,
So the Nine
that's
Hells are always at war and try. The Nine Hells are actually what keeps the rest of the astral plane intact because they keep the devils away or demons away.
mhm. So they serve their function, despite the what was it? Despite the certain negativity of what they can be.
There's a reason why I actually like devils in D&D. They actually put an entire rule set if you're making deals with devils in here as well.
Really, that's a first. Like for the longest time, like the whole thing of wheeling and dealing with devils was like you just had to either use supplements from warlock, like warlock things, or like
Yeah, this actually
fucking
builds on
wing it.
warlocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, but it's nice that they're finally fleshing that out, especially because that is such a huge mechanic for a warlock that most people just kind of ignore. They
hmm
don't. It's like, oh, I just have powers. I'm just a different flavor of wizard. Yeah.
Okay, so there's multiple tiers. You have lesser devils, greater devils, and archdevils.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of these, so one second. Where did it go? Okay, so lesser devils can offer you any of the following: up to 500 gold's worth of art objects, coins, or gems, an uncommon magical item, loyal service for a period not extending 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
A greater devil can offer you up to 5,000 gold pieces of art objects, coins, gems, an uncommon or rare magical item, loyal service not extending 9 days. Archdevils can offer any of the following: up to 50,000 gold's worth of art, coins, gems, or property, an uncommon, rare, or very rare magical item, a valuable piece of information that can't be acquired by other means, a single task that an archdevil or its minions can complete within the next 9 days, a supernatural gift manifesting as a charm. See supernatural gifts in Chapter 7 of the DMG Guide, Archdevil Charms, page 215. The benefits of a wish spell with no extensions for using an effect other than duplicating a spell.
Hmm. So you certainly get a good run of things in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a Squigs.
Hey,
Twigs, you're fucking alive.
yes,
How's Guantanamo?
terrible.
Holy shit, bro. At least you were able to make it for our GM corner for today. We're talking about
For a little bit.
for a little bit.
Yeah, I just non-stop been working on the house.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, it started from 9 my time to I want to till now.
God
That's
damn.
a lot.
Yeah,
That's 8 hours.
that's a full-time job right there.
Yep. Cutting installation boards and putting them into a hole
Mm.
underneath the house.
God damn it.
Yeah, that sucks, but Gator, I highly recommend Send It to Avernest. It's a really good book.
It is a good book.
Squigs read the first chapter while doing illicit things in illicit places.
Oh dear. I'll
Yes.
I'll definitely pick it up whenever it pops on Trove, because yeah, we're broke here at this channel.
Send us biddies, please. We can't deal with him screaming for more biddies no more. He can only whore himself for so long.
God damn it, man. But,
I mean, at this point, you don't even call him Gator. We call him a Muncho because he's going to be munching on that dick.
oh, fuck you.
Just like Ollie.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
Well, I mean, half the time you're just dying laughing. He got upset when I said no homo.
I wonder why.
Of course, you guys would do it while me and I was away.
Oh yeah. Oh no, me even funnier too was that you and I were away and everybody else was in the other room.
Yeah, I know. But yeah,
And to think that you thought you were going to run D&D at that wedding.
Well,
I tried, but that
at
night
least
I
one of
was.
us had at least one of us had a good day after that.
uh,
Actually, that was 2. Technically 3 if you count Joey.
Oh Lord.
Oh no, me and Joey the entire time were just sharing memes.
yeah, no. There's like 4 days that were just running together because I didn't sleep during any of those days.
He didn't.
Oh,
He was a tired boy.
I bet.
He's
Why
a
the
big boy, but a tired boy.
God damn.
I didn't have time to sleep.
What did you not have time to sleep? It was a vacation, or at least it was supposed to be.
Vacation. Was that a vacation, Squeaks?
For him, no.
I had a ball, but nah, I didn't sleep.
Oh Lord.
I mean, how can you sleep with knowing right next door to you is Ollie, Joey, and Austin?
Yeah, well, that wasn't that big of an issue.
It was the ants,
The ants weren't even that bad, but
but then Hannah.
I didn't even sleep there half the time. But no, the range day was fun.
Yeah, I saw the pictures from that.
Yeah,
That was an expensive day.
that
I
was.
bet.
Do you want to know the figures, Gator?
I'm probably gonna guess at about 400, 500 bucks.
Eh, no,
No?
no,
It was a lot.
Was it more than that?
more than
Yeah.
that.
What the fuck? Are you guys just going full auto?
Yes,
Are you Florida man trying to fight the hurricane?
I was.
I think after everything said and done, me and Greeks come to a total cost of like $1,500.
Jesus.
And in the end, Rimshi illegally took it away.
He took what he wanted. He left most of it there with us, and I'm getting the what's left shipped back to my house.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
They
no, me and
never-
Griggs walked into a Cabela's and started just filling up a shopping cart.
People give you guys any serious looks or anything like that?
No.
What, you mean the long-haired white boy in the Armenian? Dude.
Yeah.
What
I'd be
if he's
side-eyeing the shit out of your asses. You're the exact people I'd be worried about. The fuck you talking about?
Welcome to Crimea. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Welcome to not Crimea.
We also had Mouse and Coyote with us, with Pav and Topaz.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
And Goose. We had Goose.
Goose stuck to you guys pretty good for that whole time, from what I heard.
Yeah. Though he still, oh God, he still looks like the guy. Looks like the guy from Big Fat Liars, and I can't get over it.
What? Fucking the bad guy from it, or
Yes.
shit, what's his name? Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't look like Paul Giamatti in his pictures.
No, he looks like Paul Giamatti.
Like I have a friend who looks like dead ringer for a younger Paul Giamatti.
He looks like an alcoholic Paul Giamatti that went through a bad divorce.
No. Also,
Everyone had fun.
I remember he was. What was it? There was a picture of him rocking the full Celic.
Yep. He had that the entire time.
Good lord. Well,
Range day was fun. It was an expensive day.
It was how many rounds? We only shot off like half the the things of it.
So we bought a lot of ammo. We shot maybe 500 7.62 by 3.9, about 400 5.56, 90 50 AE, 309mm, 345, 422s, 150 38
Damn.
specials, 150 38 supers.
Even drunk shooting out at the ranch, we never fucking, like, scratched anywhere near that.
And 53 57 magnums.
Oh,
And and 50 shotgun shells.
Yes. Slugs.
Yes, slugs.
And then it broke down.
Yeah, the shotgun broke.
You
We
fired
fired-
the shotgun so much that you broke it.
It was a cheap Chinese lever action.
Yeah, it was a Chinese hunk of crap.
Doesn't matter, you still kill the shotgun by firing it too many times. Do you know how absurd that sounds?
Yes.
Griggs did a mag dump with the Desert Eagle. Tactical reload. I one-handed the Desert Eagle mag dump. That was fun. Remshi dual-wheeled the 45s. And cut himself while doing it.
How did he cut himself?
The slide came back and knocked the hide off of one of his knuckles.
Oh my god.
I did shoot the Chris Vector. That was fun. I need
How
a
the
Chris
hell
Vector.
did you guys get all those fucking guns up there in the first place, is my question. Thought you guys were flying in.
Yeah, we flew in with them.
I didn't know you could fly with guns in storage.
It's really easy. Once Squigs get back, you can actually explain, because he watched me check my guns in at the SeaTac. Because we flew out on the same day. But all you have to do is walk up to your baggage claim officer, say, I declare firearms, I have this many in a locked, hard-sided case. Walk over to TSA, here, check this. Okay, it's A-okay, you followed the rules. We put it up, they put a sticker on the side of your box. We can no longer touch this. This is your property. No misgiving can happen. Alright, cool. 15 minutes.
Huh.
It's really easy. Doesn't cost anything either.
I thought they would have charged you at the wazoo for transport of firearms.
No, they just charge it like any other carry-on. Or not carry-on, luggage.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, hey, I don't think they allow you those in the cabin.
Transporting ammo's the issue. Because it has to be in its own separate case. Away from the firearms.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And
so.
do it. You can carry up to 15 pounds worth of ammo.
I mean, fair enough.
15 pounds worth of ammo is sadly not enough.
I mean, most rounds are like, what? Quarter pound?
Not that much, but like a box. A box of ammo is like 3 pounds for 20 for rifle stuff.
Oh, well, there you go. It's mostly powder. And we haven't forgotten about the Forgotten Realms stuff. It's just a little bit of catch-up.
Yeah, no, we had a ball. We actually had a convoy going out to the range. There were 6 vehicles packed with people. Every single one of them armed. By the time we were done, me and Griggs were happy.
Well, I bet. The calm the raging gun boners.
We didn't even get to shoot that much, me and Griggs or Rimshi. We were range officers. Or we've been colloquially called now range daddies.
Oh, Lord. Let's see here. So yeah, was there anything else that you guys wanted to sort of like add to the whole notion of Forgotten Realms? Like,
Forgotten Realms is an interesting place in itself. I actually really like the way they did. Do you know the history of the Dragonborn city in Forgotten Realms?
Yeah, I discussed that before you got on here. The whole fact of, it came over from Abir.
Okay. I wish they would do more with that and flesh that out a little bit more. Because that's a very interesting concept, because most of Forgotten Realms centers around the Sword Coast, and I find the Sword Coast kind of boring.
Didn't they have the whole deal of they just like we were just reading earlier, what's it? Mystica got transposed over to Abir, and from Abir, a chunk of it was transposed onto Toril. So
Yeah.
that's now a big thing. Like a whole fucking continent of Dragonborn, the whole fucking shebang.
Yeah, that's not directly canon in 5th Ed, I don't believe yet. They're still working on implementing more of it.
What, Dragonborn?
I mean,
Not
from what I read,
Dragonborn. It's very weird because a lot of it's got holdovers from 3rd edition, 4th edition, then 5th edition.
well, it happened during the Spell Plague in 4th edition, and it's settled. Supposedly it's canonized for Forgotten Realms now for 5th Ed.
But no, actually, you're a fan of Baldur's Gate, right, Gator?
Never played it.
Oh, okay.
I've got patrons who have played it, but personally, I never did get a chance to. It was outside of my ability to.
Baldur's Gate takes place in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
Descent into Avernus. The full name of it is, one second, Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. You actually start the campaign. It's actually a level 1 through 13 campaign.
Huh.
That's a big campaign.
Yeah, that's a big campaign. But starting from level 1, damn.
Yeah, you start off in the city of Baldur's Gate and slowly descend into hell.
Oof.
Well, the first circle of hell.
The first circle of hell, yeah. First circle of hell is really interesting in its own, though.
Campaigns are often...
it looks like actual hell, but actually somewhat livable, in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, campaigns are also, like, how do you call it, basically a guideline for what you really want to do at the end of the day. So, like, potentially, it ends there, but it's like, you can keep going.
Well, in November, they're releasing the Eberron book.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
They actually released some of the classes because every class is getting a new subclass.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also finalizing the Artificer.
Mm.
So they've released, they've now, Squigs, they actually released last night the Wizard, Cleric, and Druid.
I know.
But
they look
for,
good.
Like, reworks?
No, new subclasses through the Unearthed Arcana.
Ooh.
Let me put it this way. It's, if I remember correctly, when it came to the Cleric... One sec. I was trying to say, when it came to the Cleric, is congratulations. You gain heavy armor, martial weapons. Always a bonus.
Yep.
Didn't we also get a... I forget what was gain... I want to say temporary HP or something like that.
Alright, I got it right here. Twilight Domain Cleric.
Oh yeah,
Twilight
Dark
Domain.
Vision.
Yeah,
everybody gets Dark Vision.
I might take up a collection plate for our players to get a what was it? A D&D Next account for all of us to be able to share.
Yeah, so Twilight Domain clerics end up getting their domain spells are Fairy Fire, Sleep, Darkness, Invisibility, Aura of Vitality, Tiny Hut, Aura of Life, Greater Invisibility, Circle of Power, and Dream. Those are their always propped spells.
Yeah. Can we also not forget about the greatness? That is, how do I put this? I'm trying to put this right. The new Druid subclass, which is pretty much fire.
Yeah, no, I'll get to that. Gator will get a kick out of that one. So
my brow cannot rise any higher. I hope you realize.
So the cleric Twilight Domain also gets Eyes of Night. Your eyes are blessed, allowing you to see through the deepest gloom. You have dark vision with no maximum range. You can see in dim light as if it were bright, and in darkness as if it were dim. As an action, you can magically give the benefit of this feature to any number of creatures you can see within 10 feet of you. The shared benefit lasts for 10 minutes. You can extend this benefit a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So, yeah, I give Dark Vision to everybody with infinite range.
5e has a fetish for dark vision, I swear to fuck.
It does.
Like, oh my god, it used to be such like a fairly rare thing, if I remember right.
It was in 3.5 and fourth more so.
Yeah. I distinctly remember that. Yeah, it was...
if you look around inside of a lot of the classes, they're not classes, races in 5th Ed, a lot of them don't have dark vision. Dragonborns don't have dark vision. Humans don't have dark vision. Halflings don't have dark vision. But everything else that I can think of has dark vision.
Yeah. I don't...
Oh, tabaxis don't have dark vision.
But I don't get the... I don't get the point of giving everything dark vision, because...
It takes away the fun of it.
Yeah, that's one of those things as a GM that you kind of really... you enjoy being able to hide certain things around. I don't know if you were watching back when I was running Grand Terra the first time. Squigs was there. He was playing Bolthon. But
I watched a bit of it.
Okay, so you watched a bit of it. Were you able to watch the episodes where I was making use of their ability to see and blocking it out, so that they were traveling through a big dark forest, and it was just this huge maze where they pretty much had no idea where they were going.
No, I think I remember that, but so yeah, if this didn't have this many races with dark vision, this would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the infinite range is really, the infinite range is really good though.
That's true.
Yeah, especially with martial weapons, a cleric with a longbow, just pegging people in the night from hundreds of yards away.
Yeah.
We finally have a sniper cleric.
That's basically what this can be.
Yeah.
Especially if you go a variant human, take the sharpshooter feat right off bat. Infinite. You have a max range of like 680 feet on the longbow.
That's a little long.
Just a little.
Just a teeny bit. Just a little, just a touch.
All right. That's their level 1 ability.
Shit.
The knight has taught you to be vigilant. As an action, you can give one creature you touch, including yourself, advantage on their next initiative roll the creature makes. This benefit ends immediately after the roll, or if you use this feature again. That's really good.
That is actually really, really good. Holy crap. I'm glad that clerics are getting some love. It feels like that they've been defanged in recent times compared to what I remember them being able to do. But then again, like in certain aspects in 4th Ed, like clerics were...
4th Ed and 3.5 clerics are fucking broken to begin with, to be honest, and you know it.
They are.
Especially 3.5 clerics. 3.5 clerics were known as god classes. So.
Oh yeah, I remember. I've played with someone who ran as a death domain cleric. He's like, yeah, I just could do a little thing, and it's just like, oh shit, they all drop dead. Okay, praise be death god.
Yeah.
No, you gotta go tank cleric, death cleric.
Yeah. So then you have Twilight Sanctuary. You can use your channel divinity to refresh your allies with Soothing Twilight. As an action, you can present your holy symbol in a sphere of twilight emits from you. The sphere is centered on you and has a 30-foot radius and filled with dim light. The sphere moves with you and it lasts for 1 minute until you are incapacitated or die. Whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant that creature one of these benefits. Give it temporary HP, 1d8 temporary HP, and one effect causing it to be charmed or frightened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Temporary hit points don't stack. Yeah. That is definitely something a lot of people forget about that, which...
Yes, they do.
Honestly,
The next one... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say is like that's something that I've sort of been of two minds on for house ruling, because if something's giving you temp HP, I mean, if you're getting it from multiple sources, you'd think that it would be able to at least stack a little bit more.
Yeah, but I can see the ridiculousness you could do with that.
I suppose.
I mean, look at
I already just thought of a way to give a character 70 temporary HP in one action. So
Yeah. I would not forget about the barbarian.
Good point.
No, I'm sorry. The wild soul barbarian.
oh yeah, the new barbarian class that they are coming out with. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
The new UA stuff is cool. I like the new UA. It has a
what
really
is it
neat
right
flair
now,
to it.
the fucking circle of wildfire is making me sort of cock my head to the side and go, what?
Oh, the circle of wildfire?
Yeah.
You like fire.
Yeah, no. I like the circle of wildfire. It's cool.
What the fuck
Because you
is
get
this shit?
the best one of the best cantrips ever in the game.
Scorching
level
Ray?
one. Sorry, level 2. You gain Firebolt.
Oh yeah, I've got a what's it, a sorcerer with firebolt in Josh's game for tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
It's okay. I wouldn't call that the best cantrip.
One of the best. We all know the best is Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast, it needs the accompanying shit for it, but I'd honestly say it might get a little bit better use out of one of the shape spells, particularly Mold Earth.
Oh yeah.
Mold Earth is broken as fuck because I've legitimately made wands of Mold Earth and made a canal system in months when it would take years normally. So,
Alright, I'm gonna get off for a little bit.
Yeah.
all right,
Squiz.
great talking to you.
Glad we were able to get you for a little bit, buddy.
All right, so yeah, no, I really like the wildfire sword or druid. I think it's got a cool flavor to it.
Yeah, your duality of creation and destruction. I mean, that's
It's got some really cool abilities.
Yeah.
Like Blazing Endurance is just fun.
Let's see here. Wildfire Spirit. You can become fire elementals.
No, you summon it.
Oh, you summon it. Oh shit. Never mind.
Yeah, and the fun thing is it works like a familiar, so you can cast your spells through in 2 different directions.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Fire! Fire for you! Fire for you! Fire for you! Everybody gets fire!
So, you get a fireball, you get a fireball, you get a fireball.
So you get fucking fireball at 5th level.
Yep.
Fuck!
Well, that's where everyone gets fireball from.
Is it? I thought it was 7th.
Oh, 5th. It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh shit. Alright. I swore it was a bit higher, but then again it...
Yeah, no.
Let's see here. New arcane tradition. For, what is this, for the wizard? Yeah.
Yep.
Onomancy.
This is cool. I like this one.
Power of names. Oh shit.
Yeah, this is cool.
That's like, that's old magic type stuff.
Yep. That's kind of the reason I like it.
Hmm. Puppetry, sympathy, disillusion, devastation, absorption. Relentless naming. You've learned how to bypass named creature defenses. Certain types of damage. When you cast a spell that deals damage to a creature whose true name you have spoken, as part of casting the spell, you can cause the spell to deal force or psychic damage to the creature instead of the normal damage type.
Yep.
Well then. Fucking bullshit.
I want to play this at some point.
Oh god. But yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that. That's need to download all the Unearthed Arcana again.
The new
Ooh.
so they actually have new ones out for almost every class now. So they've got the
Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Oh my god. I think I'm behind on the book modules for 5e. Also, since
really
when are
good.
raptors in Eberron? What?
Raptors. Raptors have always been in Eberron.
I couldn't remember that being in it.
Yeah.
Well, at least we'll
So,
finally get
yeah.
back to the Warforged. Ooh, wallpapers for it.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have Barbarian Monk, Sorcerer, and Warlock. The new Sorcerer and Warlocks are just fucking off the chain.
Shit.
Let's download these again real quick, because I'm just being a lazy fuck right now. I don't want to go looking for them. Yeah, so you get the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you have lineage going towards like mind flayers or other type fucking horrible shit, beasties from the darkness.
Or the way they have it written is an alien influence has wrapped its tendrils around you, warping you in both mind and or body and mind. Perhaps a psionic splinter lodged in your psychic after you suffered domination by an aboleth. Maybe you were born somewhere tainted by the far realm. A planar bolt that changed you forever, or perhaps a mind flayer kidnapped you.
I can dig it.
Then we have the otherworldly patron, the lurker in the deep, warlock.
So aboleth giving power.
No,
Or-
like krakens and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Because you must remember, krakens are old creatures in D&D
Yeah.
lore.
They are from the very, very beginning. When the world was only blue, there was no life.
Yeah, so we have those for the new warlock and sorcerer. Let's see.
I mean, I'm really liking some of this new stuff they're coming out with. For a while there, I was kind of worried about 5th Ed. It felt sort of touch and go with some of the stuff that it was putting out, but like it feels a lot more beefy and a lot more substantial now, and I like that.
So I think the bit with 5th Ed is the fact that they really want to introduce like newbie friendly content for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly due to the fact that so many people were getting into D&D at the time.
Yeah, because Critical Role was sort of like hitting off.
Critical Role, Stranger Things, and so on and so forth. It became a mainstream thing.
Yeah.
So they looked at it as like, okay, we have the main rule sets. Experienced players and DMs can homebrew stuff really easily.
Mm-hmm.
Most DMs and more experienced players do that anyway.
Yeah.
How many house rules are there out in the world? Thousands upon thousands of millions of them.
Yeah, very much so.
So we're going to build something a little bit more intuitive, let players dip their toes in it. So that's the reason why we got stuff like the Dragon's Heist, the Mad Mage, the ones with Tiamat, Dragon Rising,
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and Thunder King. Really decent beginner level stuff. Fairly straightforward, not too much. Fun campaigns, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're starting to get more stuff like Baldur's Gate's Descent into Avernus, The Ghost of Saltmarsh, the new Eberron book. We're starting to see them expand more and more. Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, I could see that's probably the whole deal there. They're finally,
Yeah. We also got the Guildmaster Guide to Ravnica.
Oh god, yeah, that one is.
That's a fucking hell of a book.
Yeah. I'm still trying to like leaf through it, find some time for it, because that is pretty much one of my favorite settings from Magic, and like I've had the idea to use that as a setting for D&D for a long while, and just the fact that they finally made it, it's like, oh hey, you did my work for me.
Yeah.
Also, I am also looking at the time right now, and it looks like we are just about out of time. This wasn't going to go on as long as our usual stuff. GM Corner is, as usual, only about hour and a half long. So, yeah. If you guys are interested in checking this stuff out, I definitely encourage you. As I said before, go out, check out Forgotten Realms wiki, or like pick up some other books. There's links that have been provided for you to be able to sort of like get a primer on it, get a tooth for it. Very much encourage everybody to sort of get out there and explore D&D. As we're talking, now's an amazing time for it, because it's come off from, like, you have all the newbie friendly stuff that's available to you, and now all the new meaty stuff is starting to come out. So yeah, definitely get on it. And yeah, so hopefully we should have some stuff planned for coming up in the next week. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if we're doing a major stream here. We might. So just keep an eye out for our usual time slot, 3 o'clock. So 3 p.m. Central. And yeah, I hope to see you then. If not, we will be resuming our continuing our playthrough on Glacial Awakening back on Monday and going through the week. That being said, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful afternoon, an awesome weekend, and also remember to tune in tomorrow at our sister station over at was it Josh? What's Swell Guy Karn? There we go. Go check out his stuff. We auto-host it here as well, so you'll be able to see it that way. And yeah, I will be playing in that game. But as one final note, I want to give a big thank you to all of our patrons, whom we could not do this show without their help. They keep the lights on, they keep the roof over my head, and food on my plate. Everything else goes right back into the show and providing you guys with entertainment and mod packs, all that good stuff. And that thanks goes out to Angel, Avery Hillpeak, Connor Walker, Hash, Ivan Shear, Nellify, Sharknet, Zero, and Zygrado Rickson. If you'd like to have your name put up on here and you'd like to help support the show, consider giving us a couple bucks on Patreon. But yeah, should be it.